What's up, guys? Welcome to Bold Chat. I'm Angela Belcamino. Bold Chat is brought to you by Network Access Group. I'm so excited that I have Tiffany Savage here today, aka Politically Savvy. Girl, how are you? It just I said one-on-one, a little hard.
I know, and we are totally vibing with our dress today too, because I rolled in like with black and white, and then I saw you. I'm like, that's my girl.
Oh my gosh! And we did not coordinate this, so we're just
we did not
on the same page. I love it.
That's right. Same. How have you been, honey?
I'm good. I am like, I cannot believe it's December right now.
I swear yesterday was like July.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Correct. Yeah, accurate. I moved down to Florida in August, and I'm like, where have the months gone?
Yeah.
How was your Thanksgiving? What did you do?
Oh, it was great. I was with family, and I cooked the whole shooting match, and it was so beautiful, and I loved it. It was the best turkey I have ever made.
I love that.
And ever eaten in my life, because normally it's, turkey is, if you're not careful, it will get dry. Oh no, I tried it and I'm like, okay, I have leveled up. What about you?
Incredible. I went to a friend's family's, which was awesome. It was like everything. I made, my thing is green bean casserole. So that was, I made two. That's my favorite thing on Thanksgiving. I'm a sides girly. Yeah, like all of the casseroles and the, I love that stuff. But it was great. It was so good. From the drinks to the food, like everything, it was really, really good. The only thing that I hope none of them are listening. Speaking of dry turkey, it was kind of dry. But like, I'm so thankful for the whole experience. It was really, really lovely. So but yeah, it's hard. I honestly can't even speak because I've never cooked a turkey myself. So, I have no room to speak. But
here's a pro tip. For a pro tip is, so you use cheesecloth over the top, right? So yes. So after you've, if you put it in a brine or whatever, which I actually didn't this year, I didn't have time. But you put it in the oven, depending on, where you are, how big the turkey is, for 30 minutes. Take it out, put that cheesecloth over the top, cover everything, and then you're going to baste it. So my base is a bottle of white wine, a stick of butter, and then sage, thyme, all that. And then you baste it, and you rotate it every 30 minutes. And then you baste it every 30 minutes. And the cheesecloth gets really, really like hard at the end. So you're very careful when you peel it off. But it locks in everything.
That is some serious, like, pro level stuff going on right there. I hope.
Yeah. There's bay leaves underneath the skin in the shape of like a Christmas tree or a turkey. Mine was a turkey this year, so the skin is like gold. But then you see the bay leaf turkey underneath the skin. It's so pretty.
Oh my God!
I'll send you pictures.
Yeah, you should have your own cooking show.
You know what? I thought about that. Like Bailey Sarian has Murder Makeup Mystery Monday. I thought about doing like cooking and politics. I think that would be hysterical.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I love that idea.
You got to like figure out your thing, your niche, your brand, like, and that just sounds like, that sounds like perfection.
That would be fun.
Yeah. And if it sounds like fun to you, and I feel like it would be fun for people, would love it. We would love it.
Too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. Hi, Will. Thank you for saying hello. Do you know Will, Tiffany?
I do know Will. Yes.
I thought you might. He joined us on Bold Chat. I think it was last week. We were talking about Thanksgiving, getting ready. Joe says, I spatchcock in dry brine with salt and then rub down with herb butter, sage, thyme, rosemary. Oh my gosh. Well, right there. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Thank you for reposting the stream. Please chat with us. Let's get the chat going if you got questions, comments, feedback. But I just thought it would be amazing since I have this one-on-one time. We have Kevin Smith probably joining us around 4, and we'll cover some breaking news and headlines and stuff like that, the three of us, which will be fun. But while I have you like all to myself, Tiffany, I thought it would be really fun to kind of do just like a little more, like get to learn more about you. The audience can learn more about you. We don't often get this time, like just one-on-one.
Right.
Just to learn more about your backgrounds. First of all, I guess, where did you grow up and like, what was your family like?
Yeah. So I grew up in the same county that I still live in right now in Georgia. I am in Northeast Georgia, same county. And I come from a line of all veteran men, my dad, my granddaddy, all the way up through the chain. I am a descendant of John Adams, which I think is pretty awesome.
I think people think you're joking when you say that, but you're legit.
Oh yeah. No, I'm serious. Yeah. Yep. Nope. I am serious. Let's see. I had a former governor and senator for the state of Georgia, Herman Talmadge. He's also an ancestor. It runs in the blood, I think. But my parents, my dad played semi-pro ball, and then he, went into, corporate world. My mom retired from a lifetime in the Internal Revenue Service. And the funny part is, I tell her she was born for this job because her birthday is April 15th. So I just think that's
crazy.
I know. I was like, you were literally born to do this.
Yeah.
But they are divorced. So I do come from a divorce family. They divorced when I was 9. They're both remarried to their soulmates, which I love. My stepmom and my stepdad, I refer to them both as mom and dad. I have 2 of each because they did. They're just such incredible people. And so, yeah, I was born in a little hospital in the same county, graduated, went to school, did all of that. My background is in finance, and politics was a passion. As soon as I turned 18, I was a card-carrying holder for the Republican Party. And the first campaign that I ever volunteered to anything with, and I hate saying it out loud, but you know what? We live, we learn. It was George Bush. It's okay. I'm not perfect. Okay. But yeah, so it is most definitely. But I've always had a heart for veterans, and just for those within my state, within my community, that felt like their voice wasn't being heard or that they couldn't use it. Right. And I don't meet strangers. And so just slowly, started to come up the ranks within the Republican Party. I was the vice chair of Gwinnett GOP. I've worked with several legislatures for election integrity laws, for prison reform, for veterans. I helped draft and get bipartisan support for a law enforcement bill. I did that last year. That was exciting. And then being a banker, so numbers and data, that's my thing.
Yeah.
And I noticed some things that weren't quite right because I'm also a poll monitor for the state party. So I am and it was some of my footage that went viral in 2020. And that's when I just started kind of piecing stuff together. I'm like, But then I started looking, and then 2022 happened, and I started watching Herschel's campaign. It's terrible. And he lost fair and square, and I will go toe to toe with any Republican that says it, because I am a Republican and I was there and saw it. He lost. It was bad. But then I started looking at the Democrat playbook, where they campaigned, how they campaigned, and versus Herschel's. And I'm like, there's a major gap. So I put together this glorious binder, and it was data. It was a strategy for 2024, right? I didn't think it would go anywhere. It was just for me to be like, huh, I had it right here. I told y'all so. Well, with the work I had done in the party, I call him my favorite human, but he was Senator Brandon Beach for the state of Georgia. He was now works for President Trump within the administration. He had seen the work that I had done, and it was during the GOP state convention in 2023. And he called. He's like, Tiff, I've seen the work you've done. I'm so impressed. And I'm a delegate for the state and for the party. And he goes, you'll be at convention, right? And I was like, yes, sir, I sure will. Well, President Trump's going to be there. And I would like just to say thank you for everything that you've done. Would you like a picture with him?
Oh my
God. And I'm like, huh. Okay. So I am not a big picture VIP. I mean, I've still yet to be invited to Mar-a-Lago. It's not a thing for me. It's just, I don't care. So my mind, I'm like, he likes bold people that will step outside of the box. Like if you watch even the bold lib, he would love you. But I was like, I mean, even if you watch The Apprentice, people that actually took chances, and I'm like, this is it. This is my shot.
Yeah.
Like, screw up fucking picture. I am going to present this ground game strategy to him. And so I had my binder together. Man, it's in the living room. I don't let anyone touch it either. That's funny. I'm like, but so I had it, and I was like, okay, here we go. I'm going to do it. Right. I don't know if you've ever heard the story. Have you? I don't think you have. I'll try to be fast.
We got time, girl. Tell you, this is an amazing story. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, it's for people that don't know me also, like the blonde, it does come out, and it did big time. So, because there's two me's, there's Tiffany, which is this one, just like, whatever. And then there's Savvy. She is very poised. She's very confident. She doesn't trip. She doesn't miss. So I'm waiting in line. I am sweating bullets. The makeup's almost gone. I've got my binder on my phone, and I'm getting closer and closer. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do it. I can do it. Well, this cute little staffer, knee high to a grasshopper. She comes up to me and she's like, I'm going to have to take that. And I'm like, take what? And she goes, your binder and your phone. Because they wouldn't let anything in with the president. And I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can't take it, even though I'd committed it to memory. And she goes, well, I have to. Otherwise, you can't go in. So I'm just going to take it. And she does. She takes it. And I'm like, and then she's like, I'm just going to put it right over there. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Like I am. So, and I had this massive binder, but it was a tip from a friend of mine on X, actually. And she goes, sweetie, you need to condense this because the president's not going to sit for 8 hours going over this data. Right. So I had it down to a 3-page outline, my name, email address, phone number on every page, So I'm like, oh God. And I'm nervous. I've never met him either. Right. So I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? And then I'm the next one. She looks at me. She's like, okay, are you ready? And I look at her. I'm like, no, I can't do this. No. And she goes, well, too bad. And then I swear this little bitty thing, she takes her hand, puts it in the small of my back, and then just kind of pushes. And I'm like, and I look up.
The little nudge.
Yes. And I just was like, and he's looking at me, and I'm kind of looking at him, and he starts laughing. And he's like, well, you're beautiful. And so my first words to President Trump were, you are too, sir. That is exactly how I said it. I don't know what. I don't know. And so then I'm robot walking up to him because I'm like, I am so lost. So this is the Tiffany part. And he's talking, making small talk. And I'm just looking at his teeth because I love teeth. I think they're pretty, And I did my next slip up. I was like, oh man, that's not just crest white strips. Like they're white. And he's like, what? I was like, nothing. Well, then, yes, I am failing, and I am failing hard. And then he says one little thing to me, and it just snaps me back into, okay, girl, you're here for a reason. And so he said, I hear our numbers look good here. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And he kind of looks, I was like, who's telling you that? He's like, the party. I was like, well, they're lying. I was like, and I've got the data to prove it. I said, because and this is when DeSantis was starting to come up and sort of flirt with, running. And I was like, they want the other guy, the guy from Florida. I was like, they've already started negotiations for one of his campaign offices. Kemp is more than likely going to be his running mate. I was like, they don't want you. I was like, and you need Georgia in 2024 to win, and you will not win Georgia without me. And I said, and I have your ground game strategy out there, but and I pointed to the girl. I was like, but she wouldn't let me bring it in here. And I just started rattling off little things about areas of campaigning going to reach the low prop voters, the ones that only vote in generals, but getting those low prop voters out and voter education, where we should have offices, what coalitions that we really need to hit hard in that make a big, big impact specifically for the state of Georgia. And he goes, who are you?
Yeah.
And I was like, I am Tiffany Savage. I am a delegate, Gwinnett County, And he goes, and you have all of this. I was like, yes, right out there. I was like, but for you, I was like, I'd rather not give you my binder. I was like, but I have a nice little outline. And he goes, well, I want it. I was like, well, okay, I'll go get it. And I turned to walk away, and he goes, wait, Tiffany Savage, you want a picture? And I'm like, I mean, sure. So we take a quick little picture, and I go to walk out. He's like, Tiffany Savage. I turn around. He's like, I'm excited. I was like, me too. So then I go out, and I take my delegate duties extremely seriously. I really do. Because
I can see, no, I don't doubt that. I do not doubt that for a second.
I mean, this work, right? Because this is the next step for leadership within your party, or regulations and rules and legislation, right? That we want to be able to back. So I go out, my arm is immediately tugged, and I'm like, well, it was his national campaign advisor, who's now a congressman, Brian Jack. I had not met him at the time. And he goes, and I was turned around, and he goes, I understand that you have something the president wants. I was like, I do. It's right here. And so I go to get it, and he reaches, I was like, no, you can't have my binder. I was like, but you can have, here's one for you. Here's one for the president. I was like, please make sure he gets this. He goes, oh, I have to. And I was like,
he's
awesome.
Not expecting it at this point. So,
right. So, oh, hey, Steven. So, then he looks at me and he goes, if you wouldn't mind waiting right here. Well, this is during the click line, right before President Trump was going to come out and speak to, our delegation. I'm pissed because we're starting to vote on things before the president comes out. I'm a delegate. So I'm missing my job. I'm getting angry. But he comes back and he goes, so you're going in there, right? I'm like, yes, I am a delegate. I'm I need to go. And he goes, well, the president would like you to sit. He's got a special spot for you. And I'm like, I don't get to sit with Gwinnett. And he looks at me. He's like, really? I was like, you know what? It's fine. But as long as we can go in, like, I'm good. And so he's like, if you'll follow me. So we went around back from the back of the hall, and we walk all the way up front. And this is all of state GOP leadership, right? I mean, there is probably 3,000-4,000, and I know a lot of them. And I can hear them like, why she has been escorted to the front, whatever. And I'm just like, hi. And right up front, and I am just like, all right, this is kind of cool. And then the president comes out and he sees me, he points at me, and he winks, does the thumbs up. And I'm like, sobbing at this point, like, aww. Hey, we're friends. We were not friends, of course, at that time. But then
like a stanza, I know him moment. Like,
I know. Oh, that was totally me. I'm totally Elf. No. Oh my gosh, girl, you are 100% right.
That's what
so then
reminded me
It
of.
is. That is so me. But then he gives this big, rah, rah, we're coming back in 2024 speech. Um, and then he leaves and I'm not thinking anything of it, right? Because then I'm voting and I am laser focused on what we're voting on. Well, about probably 45 minutes later, my phone starts going off from a 202 number. And I'm like, oh shit. Like this is a Washington number. And what they were going over my strategy
Wow.
in Trump Force One. And then I was approached about being a regional director in Georgia. And then at onboarding for, the employees, my state director, he's like, sit right here for me. And I'm like, okay. Well, then we patch in from Palm Beach. And this is where they're going to explain or do a rundown of our campaign strategy. And then, so he's like, a lot of people don't know that Trump Force 47 was like birthed in Georgia. Well, I'm like, oh, well, good for them. Now, I didn't realize it, but during Iowa caucus, a couple days later, after President Trump, won Iowa caucus in a landslide, I got a white signed MAGA hat that said Trump caucus captain. I had no idea why. I'm like, this is dope. Like, I got a signed, white and gold hat. Didn't think anything of it. Then the guy from Palm Beach says it. And then they show Trump Force, and then they show the first page, and I get the elbow bump from my state director, and I look at it, and I just started sobbing because it was my baby, is what I had put together for years before, and then we ran that in all the battleground states. So, thank you, David. Yeah. And then, so I have written strategy now for a couple different candidates running for governor or running for Senate, a couple different, what do you call those? Crisis management strategies. I've done a couple of those. For Old Glory Bank, I'm the senior marketing strategist. That contract ends in January. So I'm a little bit freaked out because this is the worst time to try to find a job. But
I don't think that you have anything to worry about. I don't know. I'm just like, this is such a wild story. Just such a good example of how to really maximize an opportunity. That can be really hard to do. Like you said, there's nerves. It's a lot that goes into it. And you really you owned it. You did your thing. And look at everything that came out of that. That is wild.
I know.
You must be so proud of yourself. I
don't think of it that way, really, because I wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for all of our Trump Force captains. So all of our volunteers, right, that were out doing the door knocking, the phone banking, the writing cards. I wouldn't have been able to do it without my daughter, who she would, when we would do the Trump Force introduction to new volunteers or whatever, she'd be right up there with me. And she was 13 at the time. She's 14 now. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without, and no one within any of these battleground states would have been able to do it without Trump Force captains, because they killed it. They were going at, all hours of the day. From the second they could start door knocking to the second they had to stop, depending on what state's laws were, right, for knocking or campaigning. They were out, they were doing it. And it was just, it was awesome. It was fun to watch. It was neat to see.
Wow. How did your family feel about all that? Because it's funny. I love asking, not everybody was always political, but it sounds like you kind of grew up like your family and generations of, I know you've mentioned like ancestors fighting in wars. So it's always kind of been like in you and part of your family. Like, how do they feel about all of these things that, you've been able to accomplish?
Yeah. So my dad and my daughter have been the biggest cheerleaders. My dad and my stepmom, if I had a OTR, so an off the record, I would always call them and be like, yo, JD's coming by, or Byron's coming, or Cash is coming. Make sure you're here, you know. And it was neat to see. My dad was just so very proud. My mom, how do I want to explain my mother? It was, she liked the fact that her daughter worked for the president, if that makes sense. So
yeah, that makes sense.
You know, and then afterwards, I'm just like the little, you know, because I'm the youngest of them. But, you know, my sister, she hasn't talked to me in over 5 years because she is a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a chief anesthesiologist at Emory Healthcare. And so, you know, we are very different in our, you know, I wish we could do this, what you and I do, because I've tried so very hard. But that was, I knew she wouldn't talk to me during that time, and that's fine, but I'm still here. So, but it was fun to see.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I think that so many people can relate to that, whether it's, we all like, I feel like politics in general has been such a thing for families, just in terms of being divided, and it's just really driving a wedge with so many people, whether it's your family, your friends. It is really a shame that, you know, I get that people feel very strongly about certain issues and are passionate about things. But it is a shame that, you know, you can't sort of get to some, we can agree to disagree type of
or we don't even have to talk about it. That's what I tried to, every month I would reach out to Cinnamon and then they would go unanswered, but I'd be like, you know, we don't have to talk about politics. It's okay. Like, we can talk about freaking Wicked. We can talk about, you know, everything else that we have interest in. It doesn't have to be politics. I don't have to talk about that all the time just because that's what I do. Like, I'm a person outside of my job and my passions too, you know?
Absolutely.
But,
yeah, right. You're not like, politics is only one part of who you are. Your job is only one part of who you are. It doesn't define you. There's like, there's so many hats that we wear and things about us that are interesting and beautiful and strong and all of that. So, yeah, so that was the first time that you saw Trump. Have you seen him since all of this? Like, since that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's funny because he came to Rome, and this was after Lincoln Riley had gotten killed. Okay. And he came to Rome to do a pre-campaign launch rally. And I helped with that, set it all up. I love the story. And I kind of wish my daughter was here, but she's in school because this was hysterical. So I look at her, I'm like, look, this is not work for me. This is just a rally. I was like, but we do have a clique with the president. So do you want to walk in and introduce yourself? Do you want this to be your time? Or now, she had met him briefly twice before, but it was very brief. I was like, but this is your time. I was like, but girl, he knows me now. Like, he has a nickname for me, which is Trouble, which I think is really funny. But I was like, so, like, don't let me down. Okay. And she's like, Mom, I got this. Now, my daughter is a carbon copy. I think she's even a little bit more savage than I am, because sometimes we'll be going back and forth and she'll say something. And I'm like, ow, and that would hurt, you know, and we're just kidding. Right. But I was like, dang, man, like, tone it down. But she's like, no, I got it. I'm like, bet. So we come around the click line, and she had already met a lot of they're really no longer, but a lot of the Freedom Caucus members. So there's Mike Collins, there was Jim Jordan, there was Lauren, and all. So we come around the corner and they all see her first and they yell her name out. They're like, Collins. And she's just like, and I'm like, yo, that's dope. I was like, you don't understand. I was like, these are people that are writing legislation that will have an impact on your life and your
Wow.
kid's life. I was like, so that's a really big kind of a profound moment. And so
Absolutely.
she was a little like, huh. Well, then we get closer and the curtain, and she was kind of peeking and she could see President Trump's like shoes or whatever. And she turns around like, and I'm like, I don't know if I can say bad words. I was like, get
Yeah,
your
you
shit together. Okay. I was like, get your shit together, girl. I was like, you got to come on, like cowgirl up. And she's like, and I see it. I'm like, because she wanted to have a conversation with him. She wanted to kind of pull me a couple years before. But also with a click line, like once they take that picture, they're going to usher you out. That's it. So you have whatever time up until that picture, and then you take it, then you're done. So I could see her kind of clam up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to step in. So of course I walk in being me. I'm like, POTUS. And he looks at me like, trouble. What's up, girl? And so we just start doing, and I see Collins. It's like she wants to engage, but she's so nervous. And then inside, my heart was breaking. I'm like, come on, girl. Cause I had introduced them again and she was just a little shy. And then they go to take the picture. I'm like, damn. I was like, cause I know she would regret not saying whatever it is that she wanted to say. And I didn't want to know what she wanted to say. That was between her and the boss. So they take our picture and I'm like, well, you could take your cell phones in at this time. You just had to give them, and they would take the professional ones and then the ones on your cell phone. So she is walking ahead of me, and I see her, and I'm like, oh, she's about to do something. I know it. And she takes one step, and she turns around, and I'm like, here she goes. And I just back up. I'm like, give me my phone. And so for 5 minutes, she has a conversation with President Trump. It was from at that time, she was 12, almost 13. So
I
from
was going to
her
say,
point of view,
yeah.
it was from about to turn 13, but it was her point of view of what she has seen within our community, within her school, like things that she's seen on TV. And I'm just popping off pictures left and right because the boss is like hanging on every word. And you could see normally when he'll talk to you, he stands very erect, straight up. But with Collins, because she's much shorter at the time, he is very relaxed and, engaging and talking back and answering questions. And at one point he looks at me, he's like, she's good. I'm like, oh. And then they keep talking, and then she yells at him. She goes, and you, sir. And I'm like, what is she about to say? And she goes, you're the only man that can fix it. I was like, and he looks at me and again, he goes, this is definitely yours. I'm like, I know. And then, they say goodbye, whatever. And then she's shuffled off and she's walking kind of fast. And we go through the curtain and she just stops. And I kind of come out. I'm like, baby, are you okay? She goes, I have to use the bathroom. I'm like, okay, great. No problem. And she just hauls ass through this convention hall to the bathroom. We get there. She turns around. She's got tears streaming down her face.
Aww.
And she's like, that was awesome. She goes, and I was like, well, if you want to tell me what you talked about, by all means, go ahead. I was like, but that's a time for you and yourself. And she goes, can I call Dad? I'm like, absolutely. So that was a fun little moment that she'll get to carry, because how many people get to talk to he was a former president at that time, but now a current president like that. In the grand scheme of things, that's kind of rare. But to be able to see her be very bold and just be like, I don't care if you're a leader of the free world. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking in this moment. And I just thought that was a really neat little time.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it must have been such a proud moment for you as a mom to watch. And I feel like you it seems like been an amazing example for her. And it's really cool that you kind of share a similar experience because you also had nerves when you were in that sort of situation. that you fought through and you really owned that moment. And, you know, you kind of like, I'm sure it like made you feel all the things, like seeing her go through something similar and just like wanting her to have that strength and to fight through it and to see her do it. That's really, really cool. Really cool.
Yes, it was. It was a really, really neat moment. And I've gotten to share some of those, like with my dad when JD came to my office. You know, my dad got a chance to meet him and kind of laugh with that. And then JD, a little BTS. So when you have for instance, a candidate coming to, and they're going to make phone calls. Okay. I wish I could still show you, because I think this is kind of funny. My mother is still, because I was so nervous that the media would see that it was my mom. So she is swing in my phone. That way it would come across as a swing voter. It's fine. But it was actually my mom, and it was my mom and my stepdad's anniversary that he'd come by, and, you know, he's like, I'm JD Vance and I'm, you know, running for vice president and da, 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 da. And so they got to have an exchange. It was neat that I've gotten to share a lot of that with, you know, with my family, and just, yeah.
Absolutely. Have you seen Collins grow in confidence since that experience?
Oh my goodness, yes. So she decided to run for student council president, and she won, which was awesome. And awesome. I too, and you and I were talking before. I am a nerd. Okay, I am a super dork of a person. I love it. Like history nerd, yes, but I also metal detect. And I rock tumble. Okay. I love a good musical. I know. Thank you.
I love it. I'm a dork also. Yeah.
But I am also one that if there's a banger playing at like Walmart or the food store, best believe I'm going to be singing it. I'm going to be dancing. And so I do that quite often. And I noticed at one point, instead of Collins like being like, oh my God, like she joined in, and I'm like, that's what's up. That's what's up. But I've always done that to her, because I'm like, girl, you are never too good for anybody, for anything. I told her first day of first grade, the same thing my sister told me, which was, if I ever hear of you being mean, being unkind, doing anything to anyone, I don't care what they look like, what they're wearing. I don't care. I will beat your ass. And I did, because that's the exact same thing my sister said to me. And I was never one of these people in a group, you know. I was just Tiffany for everybody. And Collins has been that same way. Every single year, her teachers call us in to tell that she is always a champion for the little guys. She's the first one to stand up for anybody. She's a peer leader at her school for that very reason, chosen by all of her teachers through middle school. You know, she really is just, she's the best thing that I ever did. And I mean, her confidence is, it's not an arrogance, you know, because she is very soft and she's very kind and loving, but she knows her stuff, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And that's, I mean, balances, I think, just in general in life is so important. And so you do having confidence is so important, like to have, which is difficult for a lot of people. So it sounds like she has the right balance of that. So it's good to have confidence. It's good to, you know, and to also kind of learn all of that at a younger age and like have this, it's just going to carry her so far. It sounds like you're awesome, and it sounds like you have so much fun together too.
She is
hang out with you guys.
I know. Like seriously, when we come to Florida, or you need to come to Georgia and spend the weekend with us, because she is hysterical. And she's just a dope kid. Like, she's definitely a theater kid. But she is a 4.0 in all advanced classes. She plays on the high school golf team. She plays the cello.
Awesome.
Now, she is much like me too, because if we're not doing something, if we're doing anything random, she's the biggest clutch. She has no spatial awareness at all. Neither do I. And she can't carry a tune in a bucket. Neither can I, but she's going to be singing it like Aretha Franklin every time, whatever it is. But it's just, it is really kind of neat. Like, she came home last week and I wanted to do an X face saying debate my daughter, because she came back and
that would be good too. So many ideas.
I know, because she came home, she was like, I got 100 on my social studies test. I'm like, what are we talking about? And it was the French and Indian War, the War of 1812, the Stamp Act. And so I just started rattling off things, and she was nailing them. I'm like, yo, I was like, we need to do an X space where people come up, like, debate my kid, because she would totally do it. And I thought that would be so fun.
Yeah.
But
that's a great idea. I love it. I would, please let me know if you do. I want to tune in.
Oh, I will. Oh my gosh. You could be a co-host, because I was trying to think. Because Trash would probably be another one, and then you. Oh my God, that would be awesome.
I would love that. That would be awesome. That would be really, really fun.
I think so too.
She sounds so cool. I hope I do get a chance to meet her for sure.
You will.
I love that. Thank you for those stories are awesome. I'm so happy that you shared those. That's incredible. You have talked about refusing to let America's flame diminish. Has there been a particular time or moment in the last few years where you kind of felt that way, or that felt particularly important to you?
Yes, that's a great question. No one has ever asked me that question. Huh.
I tried to think outside.
That was a good. That actually, I wish you could see it, because it gave me chill bumps. I'm like, that's what's up. Yes. So there was a defining moment, and it was 2019 going into 2020. And I have never been a divisive person. Like, I don't, if someone doesn't agree with me politically, that's fine, because I look at them like, guess what? You're a human and I'm a human. You cut us open, we bleed the same. Let's build from there. Right.
Yeah.
But one thing that bothered me was I saw American flags less and less on doorsteps. Like, and I'm like, huh, where are they going? Like, what is happening? And that's, I mean, I really feel like that time was a rough time for people. Like, and to be a conservative during that time, because I had Antifa show up at my doorstep, completely demolish my yard.
Wow.
All of this, like, I got pictures from random numbers of my daughter's school. They would send emails to employers. That was rough. So I get it. Like, people, it was a rough time to be a conservative. And I started knowing just very steady, less and less American flags on doorsteps. And in, rural Georgia, like, that's a thing. And it bothered me. And I'm like, why are people afraid to stand up for their country, or to use their voice because they're conservative? I don't like that. And so with that, I started MAGA Drag the Interstate. I was like, not everyone has boats or whatever, but if we could get together, everyone's got a car, truck, motorcycle, whatever, get it all decked out, big flags, everything, and let people know that, all right, you're not alone. There's safety in numbers, and we'll just do almost like a patriotic Trump car parade. And so I started that in September of September of 2020. And I had like 300 cards, and I would reach out to lawmakers too in the state. And I would reach out to both Democrat and Republican lawmakers and saying, hey, guess what? Here's a captive audience. You have an election coming up. Come and give a campaign speech. You know, I'm not going to pay you, but this is going to decent amount of people from all over the state. And I would have lawmakers from both sides show up. And we'd take that car rally around 285 around, you know, Atlanta. And then we'd start at a little rally. We'd all leave, do a loop around 285 and then end somewhere and like have lunch or whatever. The first one was 300 cars. A month later in October, it was 1,000 cars. And then in November, right before the election in November 2020, I had 4,000 cars. And wow. I led that group up to Rome, Georgia. And it was awesome, man. Like, it was just people feeling comfortable and happy and safe to be able to say, hey, I'm a conservative, or, you know, I'm a moderate, but I kind of see this, or I believe in this, or whatever. It didn't matter color, religion, aisle, anything. Just if you're a patriotic American, like, come on. We did get the first two. Well, the first one was tough because Antifa did find out where we were. And so they had tire spikes on the road. They had bricks on bridges. They ran me off the road. They ran another person that was running for Congress off the road. And then the second one, they had plans to do the same until the parking lot got freaking massive. And wow. They're like, nope, not going to do it. And then, of course, in November, it was just, there were too many. They couldn't have done anything about it. But yeah, it was that really did it. And it made me sad that there was, like I said, there were so many people, conservative and moderate Democrats, that don't lean into the socialist mm-hmm. Democrat part, you know, that are like, no, this isn't right. You know, we don't align with this or this, you know, we're just patriotic Americans. So that was the catalyst that really sort of lit a fire for me to get more bold and louder with my voice. So
I love how many times you've used bold in our conversation today.
Well, we're in the bold chat.
I know we are in the bold chat. It's perfect. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that stuff. Yeah, it makes me really sad as well. Anytime that, you know, the violence and the, you know, that there's, you know, it's not warranted. Like, just because you don't agree, anytime to take it to that level, to where it gets violent, or there's threats, or you feel unsafe, or, you know, it's,
oh honey, I'm still getting them.
It is, yeah. What's and I have as well. So I mean,
know
it can be right on both sides. It's really a problem. It's not okay. And, you know, like, but I love that you're talking about being proud to be an American, because mm-hmm. I am as well. Like, I want to be proud of our country. I want to root for the country. So we shouldn't be like embarrassed by that, or not want to be American, or not be, like you said. Speaking of other bold Americans, we have Kevin joining us. Smith.
What up? What up?
In the house. His
Hi,
house.
Kevy.
What's going on? I was just hot on my show. Let me tell you.
My back.
There were some choice words.
Uh-oh.
Really? You had to put up the bold chicks comment when I came in? Like,
yes, that's my cousin.
I had to give Mike Mack a shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Mike? Thank you. The bold chicks. Okay. So what happened, Kev?
None. I played a Candace Owens clip, and then I got incredibly annoyed. Ooh. Because she has crossed the line that I hope to God I don't have any friends like her. Like, I really like, if I get shot and you publish my private text messages about women I've dated before my wife, I'm going to fucking haunt you. like not like knock things off the wall, like Paranormal Activity, drag you down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, you wanna be one of these people that questions everything, and 9/11 and Kennedy and Charlie, yeah. Let's question it all. You publish your friends' text messages from years ago, like how bad, like what a piece of shit. Like there's no other way to say it.
And she can't find a lane either, because first it was like the Egyptians. And they like took this private plane and got this Enterprise rent-a-car and
and the French Foreign Legion.
Yes, I'm like, oh my god.
Like it's wild. I guess she must be upset because she sat on Bridget Macron's penis. Oh wait, that's not true either. Or maybe she's mad that Stephen Avery's still in jail. I don't know. You remember that documentary that came out 15 years after the damn trial? Like, hey, it's not hard to get the news right 15 years later. Like, I'm hot. Oh, for some reason, I don't know why. It is like 85 degrees in the room I'm in right now.
I'm like, you're up north. It should be cold, but
I think
it's kicking. The heat is on.
Yeah, the heat is on. Your boy is
my festive Christmas calendar today was be nice to Kevin. So hi, Kev, says
hello.
David.
Oh, and you know what? You know what? I've got a great. I broke a record today. It is day number 4 of December, and I haven't heard Mariah Carey yet, and it's spectacular. So, and just know that if you sing it, it doesn't count. I have to hear her. It's been 4 days into December, and I haven't heard that awful song yet. So, don't put it. I see what you're doing there in the middle. I see what I will leave this damn show. Like, I don't know what you're doing on that phone right now.
Nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not doing anything.
Well, since you were on the topic of Candace Owens, I was going to bring it up. For those of you who are confused about what's going on or don't know what we're talking about, the Pentagon press secretary is not aware of any French military plot to assassinate Candace Owens. Let's take a look.
She also.
I'm Kingsley Wilson. I'm the press secretary here at the Pentagon. We're in the Pentagon briefing room, and it's been fantastic. Get to come to the Pentagon every day, and now you all do as well.
Yeah. So this is my first question, and don't laugh. Does the DOW have any evidence at all of a French military plot to assassinate Candace Owens?
That is an interesting question. Not that I'm aware of, but, interesting question. I can try to find out and maybe let you know. I think that might be more of a law enforcement matter, though.
So, not that I want to get you more heated, Kevin, but Savvy, what were you going to say?
2 things. One,
she's also declined to debate now. At Amfest at TPUSA.
Well, to be fair, if I was her, I wouldn't go to Amfest either because Jank is going to get more welcomes than she is. But 2 things: A, I was supposed to be in that room for that press conference, but couldn't go because I didn't have a real ID. That was my big announcement. I'm now a credentialed Pentagon reporter, but I couldn't go because I don't have a real ID, whatever the fuck that means. But so that would have been great. And 2, I feel so bad for Cam for having to ask the question, and I feel even worse for Kinsley for having to answer it. Kinsley Wilson is one of my favorite people in the world.
Same.
And I love
She's
her.
a doll.
I love her to death. Her husband John is. Anytime you're with him, there is no telling what the conversation will get. He's brilliant, actually. But that guy is so much smarter than I am. But just the fact that Cam had to ask that question, like, is the French Foreign Legion gonna come try to kill some trashy girl from Western Connecticut? Like, no, I don't think so.
No.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, not even the good part of Connecticut. She's not from Greenwich. She's not from. She's from where they like film Maury.
Oh my God.
So do we? Is she?
I'm so pissed. Like, I just like. Look, I speak on college campuses. I spoke at Stony Brook University a couple weeks ago, and I'm not going to pretend to be nearly as important or nearly as known or nearly as influential as Charlie. But you know what? None of those kids that were there had to walk through a magnetometer when they came to my speech. And, Would I lie if I said it was in the back of my mind? Like, of course it was. You know, is somebody going to fire one off? And what? I got to worry about people like Candace Owens thinking that the Egyptians plotted with Mossad and the French Foreign Legion to come take me. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I'm so hungry.
It's ridiculous. I mean, and here's what like, she's going real far. Real far. And I'm like, sweetie, like, perhaps dial it back just a little.
And she's doing the whole, oh, well, you know, I have text messages that say allegedly that, you know, in my opinion, to save herself from the lawyers. And I'm like, yo, you're a coward. Either say it or don't say it.
She is.
Say it or don't say it.
Do you think, like, is she doing this for clicks, or is she just full on Looney Tunes?
She's posturing. She wants the position that is now left empty and open from when we lost Charlie.
Yep.
And she's trying, and that's all she wants.
And you are going to see.
Candace is about Candace, and Candace has always been about Candace. If people, and I said this on a live stream yesterday, that if people spent a half an hour digging into Candace Owens, you won't like her.
No.
She is not good. She is very much, and I'm going to use the L word, a liar. She's never once voted for President Trump, ever, because I pulled all of her voting records from every state that she's ever lived in. They ain't there.
I love when you spit facts.
Well, it is. It's the truth.
Back it up. I love it.
Well, you know what it is, because look, and this is the truth, that a lot of people are going to try to be the next Charlie Kirk, and that's not going to happen.
Right.
I can't do it. Savvy can't do it.
Nope.
Benny can't. Jack can't. He was one of one, and the only way it's like this is such a stupid way to say it, but like, we almost have to Moneyball Charlie Kirk. Like, in the movie Moneyball, for those of you who don't know, they lose Jason Giambi. He's a giant hitter. He hit like 40 home runs. They know they can't replace him. So what do they have to do? They have to find 3 people who can make up the statistics and the hits and the RBIs that are left by Jason Giambi and Johnny Damon. Right? It was Johnny Damon? Yeah. So they have to make up these players somehow. It has to be that, like, people like me and Savvy and people that are on the ground, Chad and Benny and Jack and Nick Sorter, we all have to do 2% more than we already were doing to make up for Charlie in the end. It has to be 1,000 of us doing 2% more. There is not going to be anyone that can. What are you going to do? What are you going to start a new Turning Point USA? Like, that's not going to happen. Like, are you going to, what? Somebody from the outside is going to come in and go, oh, it's going to be me, like that kid. What? I don't know what his name is. He looks like he's 12. Braylon, is that his name?
Oh, something like that.
Everyone's saying he's like trying to be the new Charlie Kirk. I don't know anything about him. I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude about him.
Alex Stein talks about him, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Charlie was one of one. And look, guess what? The Bulls haven't had a small forward like Michael Jordan since Michael Jordan. You know why? Because there was one Michael Jordan. That was it. The Yankees haven't had a shortstop since Derek Jeter because there was one. That's it. And, you know, when people like Candace do this stuff, like, I worry that things like this are going to corrupt. How much further is she going to go to the point where people are so disillusioned that they stay home on November 4th, 2026, and we get fucking smoked? And I'm not talking lose the House. I'm talking Newt Gingrich style Tea Party wave losses. That Tennessee race, if that didn't wake people up to like what we're facing, every county in Central Tennessee went to the left. This is not New York. This is it's New Jersey. Yeah, it's Newark. What do you get? Atlantic City. What do you get? No, bro, this is Tennessee. Like, they almost elected a WWE star as their governor. Like, this is not blue country. And someone who went on television and said she hated her city almost won. Like, this is a problem. This is a problem.
It sure is. And, look who she's aligning with Nick Fuentes, the Groyper group. Not a good group at all.
No.
He openly went against, the America First, the MAGA movement, openly told people not to get out and vote for Trump. And yet now he's coming out of retirement after Charlie, was assassinated, and he is now aligned with Candace and his Groyper group, which will be in full force at AmFest. So just anyone who's going, steer clear of anyone in blue MAGA
blue hats. Oh yeah,
blue hats are not good.
It's AmFest is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot, but you know what? It's gonna take the people who want to call themselves leaders. And I'm sorry if you routinely host Twitter Spaces and you think that like you're making a difference, or you have like spicy reposts on TikTok, you're not doing anything. Like you're actually doing less. You're actually doing less than nothing. You're benefiting yourself. And,
well, no, that's 100% true, because I want those same people to give me 5 people in your X space or on your TikTok live that that are your neighbors in your neighborhood, in your community. Give me 5 of them, because you can't do it.
Nope.
Because none of those people, like, you have got to, yes, they're fun to pass the time or to use for educational purposes, but you have to take it outside. You have to take it to the people. And, those social media platforms are very much echo chambers, right? And that's why I don't go into a lot of X spaces anymore.
No.
Because it's literally talking about the same thing to the same people, bitching about this, that, and the other thing. But what people really need to be doing is already campaigning for midterms.
Yep.
JD Vance, whether people like to admit it or not, he's already campaigning for 2028. That's why you see him in these town halls or doing these interviews for sound bites for when he does run. So you can be like, oh, no. If you'll remember in, October so-and-so 2025, I actually said this. I mean, that's what he's doing. And it's a brilliant move. But we need to have more boots on the ground, because, and I'm speaking from a conservative, point of view, but we're terrible at midterms.
Yep.
We don't come out. And that's bad.
I want to be clear.
We've got to have the same energy from the general that we got to have that, if not more so, in 2026.
We have to, because, look, in New York in 22, we were able to flip 5 congressional seats just in the downstate of Long Island, with the momentum that Sean Farish and I built with the loud majority. We didn't know what we were doing. I wasn't like in it to win elections. We were just getting people out, COVID crap. Like, you were locked in your house. We were having a good time. But the momentum that we built saved America from the Biden regime. And we got people elected who I like. We got people elected who I don't like. We got another one elected who, I'll end the sentence there. But, the seat still stopped Joe Biden. And I think that people think that President Trump winning is the end of it all. Oh, he won. All right, we're done. No, bro. No, because if we're,
he can do it by himself.
And I mean this mathematically, if we win in 2028, Republicans may never lose the presidency for the next 40 years based on population movement. Just based on the way the Electoral College is going to shift, we may never lose the House ever again. The Senate we could see, because that's divided up proportionally, but that's divided up equally, I should say. But just based on population movement, Florida is going to get 3 more congressional seats. Texas is going to get 3. Tennessee is going to get 1. Idaho is going to get 1. New York is going to lose 2. California is going to lose 4. These people are going to get these states are going to get significantly less and less powerful. And that blue wall, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, it's going to be New York and New Jersey, just based on the way people are moving.
Yep.
I mean, Idaho. Right now, there are like people in like 7 states that are like, can we make Idaho like its own country and all of us just join you? Like, if you ever go to Boise and you go there and you're like, oh, it is so nice here. They look at you and go, could you not tell anybody, please? Like, but people want that. People want to be living that Yellowstone lifestyle, which
I was about to say they do that same thing in like Wyoming.
Mhm.
There's not and they're like,
yeah, you know, there's less people in I think Wyoming.
that's
Like,
where I want to move.
Square.
There's not a lot of people there.
Like per capita, per square mile, other than like Antarctica, I think it is the least populated place on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like Saharan Africa.
It's refreshing. It's refreshing. It's beautiful.
Well, some very strong points about actually taking action, like learning lessons from elections and things that are happening, and taking action, like actual things that are going to make a difference rather than just talking about things. I think that's definitely really good food for thought for people of like what is actually making a difference. Like you said, the boots on the ground kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's not the sexy part of politics, right? It's not the pictures. It's not the red carpet. No, screw that. I mean, it is the door knocking in Georgia in August. That sucks.
Yeah.
Hard. But it went. It is the 48 hours before the election, the phone banking, because that's when it matters most.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It is the women, even though both Kevin and I are in lockstep with this. The mailers, like, don't do that. But the postcards, the old ladies that come in and grab 1,500 of them, and you give them a script and they write them out, by all means, yes. Or, and it doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to get involved with your local party. Reach out to that candidate that you've done research in, that you support, and do it. Where do you need me? Where can I help? Even with his campaign group, like, I wouldn't have been fed if it wasn't for my Trump Force 47 captains, because there at the end, I was basically living in the office. I had a mattress in my office, and that's where I would sleep. Thank the Lord we had an office here that had a shower, because sometimes it was the only time, and I wouldn't be able to leave or to even go get something to eat. Right.
Yeah.
I'd even have my dog there at times, but then people will bring you breakfast. They'll bring you lunch. They'll bring you dinner. You're going to gain weight, but that's okay. You can get it off afterwards.
You can get it off by door knocking.
By door knocking. Yep. But that's where
we can get Maha involved. Get off your fat ass, because
right.
And look, I want to be clear. We do have a fairly good amount of those types of people here in America. Plump people. Speaking of plump people, did you see who was it? Sarah Gonzalez. Sarah Gonzalez was going after that progressive influencer Olivia.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Olivia took a picture of Sarah Gonzalez and said, "You got a big forehead." And Sarah Gonzalez quote tweeted and said, "You got a fat ass." And like the comments are, I'll send you both the tweet. The comments are like, if you made a Venn diagram of the greatest place on earth and the worst place on earth, and like it's spectacular. I'm sitting there eating popcorn like the DJ Khaled gif.
Can anyone come up with another insult other than having a big forehead? Because I'm over it.
Oh my God.
Hello. Like 4 years ago. It's so
well.
That must have been such a shock. Like, somebody told me what was it? They said that I looked like a gay Israeli. And because like my new profile picture, I have like Christian Slater hair, which like, yeah, that's right. Damn right. But I was
I love Christian Slater.
Every girl loves Christian Slater.
I love him. Ever since the movie Untamed Heart was the movie that really did it for me. Yeah.
Right, now I have to leave because nobody can, because there's 2 movies that no one will ever watch with me: Untamed Heart and My Girl.
Oh.
Because
I will watch My Girl with you.
No, you will not. I will not watch it with other people.
Oh, that's right. I was about to say, because I was telling you about someone I worked with on the campaign, and I'm like, yo, when you see her, all you're going to see is Veda Sultanfus. And sure enough, Kevin, he's like, holy shit. I'm like,
oh my God,
what I tell you?
this girl really looks like there was no distinction between the calf and the foot. It was just one solid piece of hock.
So bad.
But no, yeah, those are two movies I won't watch with.
Fun fact, I stood in for Anna Klumsky a couple years ago. She was in Inventing Anna, and I stood in for. She played like the reporter. When they did the whole Anna so I worked on Inventing Anna for 2 years, actually, because we shut down during COVID. I was on it 5-6 days a week, standing in for Anna Klumsky. Speaking of my girl.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that was a fun.
Oh my gosh.
If I walked into
so
a deli
cool.
in New York and she was like, she just said, I heard her, oh, where are my glasses? That would be it. It'd be game over. I would have to lie. I can't even do it right now.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
That's funny.
I have to make up for it by watching like The Good Son right afterwards, because that's like where
that's a
Macaulay
good one
Culkin.
too. Yeah.
No, that's so scary.
Because he's like a serial killer in it, and I'm like, okay, all right, bees. Somebody's sitting in the bees.
Which actually, I don't know. Social media is so weird. In my algorithm the other day, a clip of Macaulay Culkin talking about that movie came up, and he was talking about how like they were real bees, like they unleashed real bees on this kid. Like I'm like, he's like, you couldn't do that these days. And like the interviewer was like, oh, I thought maybe that. He's like, no, like it was all. I don't know. That's
wild.
You could not do that anymore.
How was that not in the SAG union contract? Like, cannot unleash killer wasps on Michael Jackson's favorite. Never mind.
Well, we kind of cooled off for a moment, but I do want to take this one comment from the chat because I think it'll be really interesting to hear you guys comment on it. Lauren says more than 20 million Americans' health insurance premiums are going to skyrocket in these next few months. It will be hard to trick them into believing it's the Democrats' fault and not Trump's. I just feel like you guys would have good takes.
Yeah, those subsidies expired, which is why the premiums are going to go up. Because when the Republicans signed the Obamacare extension, they picked the date for them to expire. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Those were the Democrats who did that. So it turns out the Affordable Care Act is so unaffordable, you have to pay people to buy it.
Yep.
And all it was a payoff to the big insurance companies, because now they don't have to lower what they charge because the government's going to subsidize it like any other government subsidy. If the government subsidized diamonds, the price of diamonds would go up because the government's paying half of it. There's a class called Econ 101. Lauren, sign up, babe. I'll give you my old econ book. But no, that's exactly what it is. Look, Obamacare sucks. It didn't fix healthcare. It was supposed to be the reason they passed Obamacare was to be a short-term fix to move on to Medicare for all. The problem was they thought that with Obama winning, they were going to have the coalition of the ascendant and they were never going to lose again. And then they didn't get the second part of that. If they had made the Medicare for all thing, it would have lowered the cost, obviously. You'd be waiting 3 months for I can't think of a procedure right now, but the mammogram. I don't know why that's the first one that came to mind.
Oh,
time out. I can tell you why it's the first thing that came to mind because it's my favorite thing in the world. But
which could feed into our next topic.
By the way, did you see? Speaking of did you see Sydney Sweeney?
Whoo! Oh, that white dress. Damn.
Wait, she was wearing a white dress.
Oh yeah,
you didn't see that? Oh,
yeah.
She looks. Oh, you're kidding.
I didn't notice the dress.
Wow. Oh my gosh, she looks so pretty. I loved it.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. Does anyone else? Did you? Whatever. On that, we can move on to, like you said, Halle Berry went off on Gavin Newsom. Let's check it out.
Sure did.
But the opposite of that, back in my great state of California, my very own governor, Gavin Newsom, has vetoed our menopause bill, not 1, but 2 years in a row. But that's okay, because he's not going to be governor forever. And with the way he's overlooked women, half the population, by devaluing us in midlife, he probably should not be our next president either. Just saying. I need every woman in this country to fight with me. But the truth is, the fight isn't just for us women. We need men too. We need all of the leaders, every single one of you in this room. This fight needs you.
Oh. Sorry, Hallie, you got cut off. But that's also not what I meant to do.
Whatever you need, Halle Berry. Whatever you need.
No joke, but good for her, because a lot of people don't understand about this bill. This was a bipartisan bill in California, and it was to allocate $275 million into research of menopause, because there is a massive gap in medical coverage, and it would also be covered as medical necessity through insurance companies, through providers. It is also, they were also going to put a course together for menopause, for providers to be able to educate their patients. Because there's really, in the grand scheme of things, not much is really known about it. And Gavin has vetoed it. And the reasoning behind it is asinine. I mean, it really is. And people are like, oh, well, it's going to go up, but in the grand scheme of things, it really wouldn't touch it that much. And I think this is really, as a woman, and I was thrust into menopause because when I had so many medical issues after I had my daughter, that 276 days, I had to have everything ripped out, and it wasn't a choice. And so it puts you right into menopause, and you don't know what your hormones are doing. You don't know what your body's doing. And none of that is really explained to you or covered, or other procedures are introduced. You don't have that. It's just like, okay, here you go. But there are a lot of studies that, it has negative effects on your bones and things like that. And he has vetoed it twice, I believe. Is it twice or once?
I think it's twice. No,
it is. Okay, that's what I thought.
Twice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's twice also.
Yeah. So, and like I said, this was bipartisan. So for both parties. And then, maybe he doesn't know what a woman is. I don't know, because I know he was on that big, we don't know what a woman is train. But this is important when you look at legislatures, and it's on both sides, mind you, that have completely disconnected from their constituents, from their base, from the people that made it possible for them to have that position. Good for her, because, I know that there are some people in the spotlight, celebrities, what have you, that are paid, right? Again, on both sides, paid to push out anything political, which I think, again, on both sides pisses us off, because we're like, just shut up. You don't, we can see right through it. Yeah. There are some that don't want to touch it. Fine by me. But with Hallie, she has been an advocate for this bill since jump. And I'm good, good for her for saying that, for calling him to the rug, because he's more worried about that stupid sort of fish that's, couldn't, use the water, the smelt fish, that he couldn't use the water for the California wildfires instead of actual women that he is supposed to serve.
Yeah, I don't know anything about menopause, so
but do we know why he's vetoing it?
Yes, I actually have it, because I did some research on it.
And I don't know if you guys saw it, but I actually learned something about that. Jay Bhattacharya was on PBD, and he was talking about about trying to get estrogen replacement therapy covered under most health insurances for I don't know, early menopause. Is that a thing? The beginning of it, and it like makes the effects like the mood swings subside and all that. Yeah, that was all I really took in from it, because I'm a knuckle dragging man and I don't know how any of that shit works. So because we are but simple people here. Whatever you guys got to do to be less mean.
Oh my god.
Less short tempered. Etna, are you listening? Come and save us. But no, it just look. First off, that New York Times book summit didn't go very well for the New York Times. You had Scott Bassett go, I would never read the New York Times. You guys are a joke. Literally shit on Andrew Ross Sorkin. And then they're probably like, oh, we booked Halle Berry. This is going to be great. And then that happened. Like, first of all, I'll do whatever Halle Berry wants. Like, she wants to.
She still looks fire, by the way.
She looks fire, man. And like classy fire, not like J-Lo. It still looks good, but like you're 60 and you're naked. Like, you look good. You shouldn't, because you're 60. How did you lose Ben Affleck twice? Like,
so this is Newsom's official explanation, as he says it's too far reaching, saying it's broad requirements of insurance coverage, utilization management, It would limit healthcare plans' ability to manage costs and care effectively.
Oh, so what you're saying is that Blue Cross Blue Shield paid him off.
Yes.
Get the hell out of here. Like,
yep. That's exactly what it is.
Get the hell out of here. But he has no problem. It's too far reaching. But you know what we should do? We should probably put every person from the third world on California taxpayer paid for medical care.
There you go.
That'll be good. That way Yolanda can go to the emergency room when she has a cold, but like we can't get
we get to pay for it.
Actual research that would stress out a lot less husbands.
Yeah,
of course, I'm thinking about us.
It's about the husbands.
It really is.
All about the husbands.
It really is. I heard that from Myron. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have Bobby here who's weighing in. I've heard female therapists say the main reason for divorce is untreated menopause that is totally treatable.
That is what Jay Bhattacharya talks about. That a lot of it happens around that time because like we're in trouble and we don't know what we did, and you guys are all frustrated and like.
Well, I don't know. As a therapist, usually it's years and years of things building, and so maybe things come out when we're not feeling our best, but it's. And
somebody said that like, all right, cool. Let's turn the conversation. Apparently, sex isn't fun anymore when you're going through menopause. Like it's like, I'm sure. Like that's what Jay Bhattacharya was saying. I don't know. He said
not
it's
the
painful.
Case.
So,
not the case at all.
Debunked.
No.
Debunked.
On my way.
Mythbusters.
Oh my god, I love that show, Angela. I miss it.
Wait, what?
Mythbusters. That was so good.
What was on Mythbusters?
No, that's just a show.
Yeah, but what about what I just said was on Mythbusters? Because I would have auditioned for that.
When you said that he said that sex was bad after, I'm like, no.
Yeah, I called it a myth bust.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought they tried that out on Mythbusters. I'm like, could we?
Which episode?
How do why was my friend is a talent scout at True TV. How did I not get called for that audition?
There's so many. You have a list of shows that you want to be on, Kevin. The list keeps growing.
I still want to be on Survivor and The View. I want to be a guest on The View. I really do.
Somebody told me I would do good on Big Brother.
I never watched Big Brother, so I don't really know.
Apparently, they just put like 12 assholes in a room.
Cameras.
And then
most of the shows.
It's like real road rules type thing, kind of.
I was on an MTV show once.
Which one?
Nope. That'll all happen off air.
You don't want us to do a deep dive and find out?
I will find out.
No, you won't. I promise you. Because I've looked and I can't find it.
Don't worry. I know people.
I got raided.
Room raid? Oh, did I nail it?
No.
MTV show, right?
Yeah, I was on Room Raiders.
It
was the most staged show ever. The three guys was me and two of my friends were the guys, and the girl was one of my friends.
Oh,
yeah.
But
and
still,
beforehand we were all like, don't open that drawer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. But I mean, a lot of the stuff that you see is staged on reality TV. So
like The View. Yeah, but I still want to go on The View.
Same.
Theodore Rex.
I want to so badly.
Sam, did I tell you what I'm going to do? I have like a one-line zinger for every host on The View to just like really stick in their craw. And for Whoopi Goldberg, I was telling Angela the other day, for Whoopi Goldberg, my line is to just ignore all of the amazing movies she's been in and just look at her and go, by the way, loved your work in Theodore Rex.
Yes.
Mine is 1.2% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mine would be I would use the line from Billy Madison where it's like, what you just said is one of the most, I literally keep this right here just so I can learn it. But what you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. And no point in your rambling, incoherent response for you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone who has listened to this is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yeah.
And I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That's
what I want to do so badly.
I know exactly what that's from. I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. I've watched all of them. That competition at the end, and it was the debate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the puppy is like life.
You gotta go on. You gotta find the fucking dog.
And then like
thanks a lot, Miss Slippy.
Norm Macdonald and the fat guy are like.
Yeah.
And the clown that falls because he's on stilts and there's blood. I love that movie. I watched that movie last week, by the way. Oh, yeah. So good. No, but yeah, I have a pre-planned line that will get under the skin of any cable news host. I have it all worked out in my head. I have them all. If you say a cable news host right now, I will be able to tell you what. No, if you name if you name one of them, I have a line prepared that I'm going to throw at them when I'm eventually on that show that will never get me invited back, but will cause virality and hilarity, like my friend Ryan Gerdusky did. Like, does it matter? Like, what station? Like,
no, any of them. Go ahead, pick somebody on TV.
What's his name? Greg Gutfeld.
Oh well, I like Greg. I mean the ones that suck. Okay, all the left-wing news hosts. I haven't done Fox yet.
There you go. Okay, fine.
I do have one for Jesse, but I'm not going to do it.
You get specific. No, I love it. We're manifesting you guys being on all the shows because I really want to watch all of this go down.
Hysterical.
In other breaking news today, the J6 pipe bomb suspect was arrested by the FBI. Let's watch a little clip here.
Happened January 5th, 2021. A mysterious person covered from head to toe placed pipe bombs outside both the Democratic National Committee and Republican National Committee here in our nation's capital. We don't know the suspect's name or anything about this person other than the fact this is a male that was living in Northern Virginia, arrested at some point within the last 90 minutes, now in federal custody. I'm told we'll know more as the day moves on, and as soon as we have the information, of course, we will break in with that. But just this past October, a couple of months ago, the FBI put out this enhanced video and pictures of the masked suspect planning pipe bombs near a bench outside the DNC in Washington on January 5th, 2021, the night before the attack on the U.S. Capitol. The suspect then placed the same type of bomb outside the RNC minutes later. The suspect, as I said, wore a face mask, hooded sweatshirt, glasses, gloves. But using FBI technology, agents told the public the suspect they believe is around 5'7". We'll see, Bill, if that rings true once we get an identity later today. Agents say the two bombs were placed between 7:30 and 8:30 at night. The bombs did not detonate, but this is important. They were viable They could have hurt people. They could have killed people. Those bombs were discovered the next day. Over the past 4 years, agents visited 1,200 homes and businesses, conducted more than 1,000 interviews, reviewed approximately 39,000 video files, went through 600 tips. It's notable the reward, Bill and Dana, was $500,000, $500,000.
Well, I guess we do know now, right? That
Brian Cole Jr.
Cole, 30 years old. Do you guys remember when the Dems thought that it was Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yes. Oh my God. Someone even said that in my mentions today. I'm like, y'all. Here's the thing, though.
What a time. Like, talk about like the world is rotating backwards. Like,
oh my God. I have so much to say on this because, and I asked, it was crazy because I asked ChatGPT today I have my own pictures that I took from J6. And there was this one individual. Now, tell me what doesn't fit in here. Okay. Because for your viewers, okay, who have, if they happen to be, conservatives, when we go to a rally, we are obnoxious with red, white, and blue. Like, there is a flag, there is glitter, there is rhinestones. I mean, the nine, right?
I guess I never got that memo.
Oh my gosh, shush. You've seen me at rallies. Same thing.
Yeah, you're a famous gift now.
I am a gift. Yes, I am. But anywho, J6, I wasn't on the lawn side. I was on the front side where the drive was. And so I started seeing a lot of shit happen. And I am trying to call it out. I'm like, yo, this isn't right. Just because some of the same tactics have been used at my rallies previously, like when Antifa infiltrated. And then I see this character walk. I don't know if y'all can see him. Okay, and that's his handler in the kind of blue jacket. But that is a dude in a military bomb suit with glasses and a mask. Now, what doesn't fit in? So my alerts went off. I went straight to Capitol Police. I'm like, hey, what doesn't fit in? I was like, that's just very odd. Like, do you have eyes on him? It's kind of concerning, right? With being a mom and being up here for what I thought was a rally, so to speak. That's concerning. Like, why is someone traipsing around here and they dismissed me 5 times? Or I went to, there was a group of 4 and then a group of 3, all Capitol Police. And I'm like, you're just not going to say anything? Like, this is odd. And this is really before things started kind of popping off. And so I have a series of pictures of that because he knew that I was sort of onto him. And he tried to intimidate, steer me down the whole time. And I'm just giving it right back. And so I put those pictures into ChatGPT. I'm like, how tall is this individual? And don't just get warm on that. Thank you very much, Bobby. No, they don't. And it's like, this individual with the calculation, with the guy in the black and the fence and this, that, and the other thing, he's around 5'6", 5'7", which would, I mean, if you look at certain profiles of people, they want to be there to watch whatever is happening. And the DNC and the RNC is not far from where we were. And it said he's roughly between 5'6", no taller than 5'7". So when they said that about Brian Cole today, I'm like, yo. And these pictures had been, I mean, I got a subpoena. I had to turn everything over that I had. So they've had these pictures. They have my statement, everything. But it's wild to me. And, there are certain personalities on X that are trying to subvert certain things and saying it was a girl, or saying, that they've got nothing because, I'm a former FBI agent and I'm a whistleblower and I was a part of the pipe bomb, blah, blah, blah. No, fuck, you weren't. And if you were, we know why you're fired.
No one in particular.
No one in particular. His name is KS, but it's fine. But it just, when you look at the timeline, because this had been referred by Cash and Bongino back in March. And now things are, I mean, there are certain steps to take as far as the length of time. Now, the DOJ and the FBI during the Biden administration, if there is any collusion at all between anyone in those departments, of course, they're not going to do anything. They're just going to sit on it or put them in bird bags,
Mhm.
But as soon as, I mean, this was a top priority for both the director and deputy director, and they will flood the zone. They'll find whatever it is, it's there. And they will do their due diligence and make sure that, when they're ready to, like I said, hand it over or refer it over to whatever department, they've got their ducks in a row. But I'm proud of those guys. Good for them. And go ahead, Kev.
Sorry, no. And I just want to say to the people out there who have made careers off of nothing happens. Something happened. Like something happened. They nothing happens, people. What about this? Mm-hmm. I'm like, those people are no better than Candace. They're just less rich.
Right.
So it's a little frustrating. I think people have been sort of brainwashed into thinking that, like, if you see a murder at the top of the hour, that, like, the guy from Criminal Minds can figure it out by the end of the hour. And that's not how investigations work. No. The guy from Men in Black doesn't solve the case at the end of the 42-minute show. Like, the alien from Men in Black. What the hell's his name? Like, these things take time. And, like, Cash Patel was in there for like 2 months, and they were like, oh, nothing's happening. And I'm like, bro, you probably didn't learn the bathroom code yet. Like,
right.
This is real life. These things take time. He's going to be there for a while. Like, it's like, I hate that people think that government.
It's an Amazon Prime era.
Yeah.
People want it yesterday. And if it's not here on their time, and then I guess one thing that irritates me also is people feel like they're entitled to this bit of information. And I'm like, okay, just say you were. Do you honestly think that they're going to come out and be like, yo, we are going to do an investigation on insert whatever name here, like, and this is what we have on them? It doesn't work like that. They're not going to just publicize investigations, especially if there is any government involvement at all. And why do people feel like they're entitled to this information?
You can't publicize evidence. You're going to bring a trial. Like,
right.
You're going to let them know you're coming.
Right.
Like, it is so frustrating. But, and you know what the worst part about it is that then, and whether it's this and whether it's then, look, Steve Baker over at The Blaze, who I like.
Oh, my God.
Who is a great reporter. He's a great reporter. He got this one wrong. Like, he got it way wrong. And, I'm sure Steve will own up to it because he has integrity. And most of the guys at The Blaze do, I think. But, when government and investigations move at the speed in which they normally do, and our sourcing of information comes as fast as it does now, it then opens the door, whether it's the pipe bomber or Epstein or Charlie, for the people out there like Candace to go, well, I've got A and I've got C, so now let me just assume what B is.
Right.
And then that will be D. And it's like, no, that's not how any of this. A friend of mine who I love to death, he's one of my best friends. He's a big 9/11 guy. And he's like, well, how do you explain that they found 2 of the hijackers' passports at 9/11? And I looked at him and I went, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But just because I don't know doesn't mean that you do. Doesn't mean that your ridiculous assertion disproves my not knowing. I don't know why Kennedy's head went the way it did. I have no idea. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to go, well, this part doesn't make sense, so the rest of it must not be. Like, I think everyone needs to chill out. I posted a video, a picture today of someone they thought was the shooter, and it turns out it may not be him. And I jumped to conclusions and I shouldn't have. And, I think that we all have to monitor ourselves when we're doing that. But
well, it's very similar to, and I got wrecked over it. People hated me because I don't know what made me do it, but I rolled up. Oh, they did. Yes, they do. Oh my God.
Just Alabama fans.
Screw Alabama. Anyway, go Dogs. I rolled up into a 3i Atlas space, and I knew one of the hosts, and he brought me up there. I'm like, yo, I am not the one to talk about a freaking asteroid or whatever the heck it was, a comet. I was like, but I'm going to say this. And it rings true sort of for this. So for those people who are like, oh, it is an alien life form, I'm like, hold it. Because you don't know what it is. And you're taking the God out of it. That this actually could be God created it. And it's just a comet. And it's pretty dope. And it's cool. But because you don't know, but your PFP is an alien. And you are super interested in space, which is cool, but you're just going to automatically assume, without knowing anything about it, that it is an alien spaceship life form. Oh, I got yelled at, but it's very true. Exactly what Kev said. Because when people have bits and pieces of information, they can't stand waiting and just, letting them cook. They can't stand it. So then they are going to jump to the most asinine conclusions imaginable, or put their trust in people with larger platforms that are extremely careless with their followers.
Talking about you, Candace. Yeah, palm guns from the Egyptians.
Right.
There's also like some things out there that I'm like, really, you are the one that have it? You've got it.
Why would Candace Owens have it? I'm sorry.
Because Candace Owens is Forrest Gump. Don't you know? She and I don't mean that because she's retarded. I mean that because she breaks all the stories. She taught Elvis to dance.
That she makes up. Cool.
She got to meet LBJ. She got to do all these different, like Forrest Gump is a rowdy. Candace Owens invented the smiley face logo. All the things that Forrest Gump just stumbled upon. He played for Bear Bryant. No big deal.
You guys, we need to get everyone to send Candace a box of chocolates. That would be so funny.
Like, it's just, but that's it. Is that there's some people out there who are like,
she would have some theory about that, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. She'd be like, "Oh my gosh, what does this mean?"
Yeah,
I just chocolates,
but that's what it is. It's the Forrest Gump thing, that they're present for every like event. Oh, I know. I've got the inside. No, you don't.
No, it's like every crisis event. She's an ambulance chaser essentially.
She's a crisis actor.
But
like not a crisis actor in like the sense of like the way Alex Jones says it. She acts during a crisis. Yeah. And it's not good. Tim Pool actually went on a huge rant last night about and he was talking about someone like me. I mean, he wasn't talking about me, but a lot of people for a long time stayed away and didn't want to say anything and didn't want to be attacked in their Twitter comments. And today I woke up and I literally went, I hope I don't have friends like Candace Owens.
Yeah.
I hope I don't. And but it all kind of, whether it's the pipe bomber or whether it's, now there are people out there who Steve Baker got his story, got it wrong. Now that Cash and Pam are out there saying what they have, they're out there going, well, Steve Baker said it was something different, so I don't believe that. And it's like, no, you have to admit when you got something wrong. John King from CNN very famously said that that 2 Saudi nationals had been arrested at the Boston Marathon bombing, and to his credit, came out on TV and said, I got that wrong. Like, I don't like John King, but when you make that, look, my sources weren't good enough, and I jumped to conclusions and this, that, and I think that's what we have to hold ourselves accountable to. And
I learned that years ago from Matt Gaetz, because I posted something and it was wrong, and Matty, he's like, he was mad because I had posted something incorrect and I made a public statement. And so now I have literally adopted the Dan Bongino rule. So if something wildly just crazy comes out that I don't know about, I won't comment on it for 48 to 72 hours until more stuff comes out.
That's what you have to do, because you know what? Like, it's so much better to be second or third than wrong. And I think too many people beg to be first. You know, it's like that terrible show, The Newsroom, that was on HBO a couple of years ago. I only say it's terrible because, like, it's very easy to get the news right when you're telling it 2 years later. But like that episode with the Gabby Giffords thing, you know, he waited. I mean, you know, it's a fictional thing, and Jeff Daniels is a dick. And I'm actually told off Aaron Sorkin when I was in college, which was great. I'll tell you that story one day. Like in that episode, he waits, and it turns out Gabby Giffords, thank God, didn't die. And, you know, he holds the moral high ground while everyone else got it wrong. And I think that a lot of people should do that. I think they should try to do it as best they can.
Yeah, it's like being responsible, right? And like, but when you have a platform and you have, you know, I think it is important to think, like, you have influence. It is, I think, important, but everyone's values and priorities are different, right? And I think it's good to point that out and raise awareness about it, because sometimes people don't think about who they're blindly following and believing. So the more you can expose examples of this, hopefully it makes people give it a second thought. Yeah, it's a responsibility. And we talk about accountability all the time. That's also something that's really important. Like, we're human, we're going to make mistakes, and it's okay to be like, oh, I have these thoughts or I have these ideas, you know, but again, understanding that there's a weight of responsibility that you have, but own up to it when you get it wrong. I think, you know, and we're all human and it happens, but it's like how you handle it. And
exactly.
It says about you as a human.
No, for sure.
Yep.
It's
especially when, like, for instance, on social media, you'll notice it will start happening more and more, because there are certain ones I'm like, where the hell did you come from? And now you have a massive platform, and, you know, you're on people's shows and you're doing, and I'm like,
it's like Kevin Hart's comedy career. Like, where did you come from?
Yes. It's serious.
Not to quote the legend Cat Williams, but has anyone seen this motherfucker in a club? I never have. Like,
well, it's true, because I'm sitting here going, wait, now these people are like, they're co-hosting larger spaces, or they're, you know, on live streams or podcasts. I'm like, do you know anything about these people? Yeah. They just came out of nowhere, and you're okay with, here you go. I think, like, have access to my platform. What?
I think people are so desperate to own the new media space, because particularly in the mainstream, and you'll see this on like CNN, they'll start having like new media on now because they know they're dying, you know. And Megyn Kelly actually said this about Charlie, which I loved so much. I'll try to find the clip, but she was talking about all the Fox News hosts who were sitting there like grieving, and she was like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, you weren't allowed to have him on your show for a decade. Like, you know, you weren't, because I was there. So with the exception of like Lawrence Jones and Gutfeld and Jesse and Tucker, all of you can go to hell. Like, and I was like, oh, I love you, Megyn Kelly.
I love her.
I love her so much for no particular reason.
I want her to follow me. That would be one of my greatest achievements. I know.
She follows me.
I know. Ooh. Does John Jr. follow you? I can't remember. Weird.
No.
Go ahead, Angela, your show.
Oh, well.
I'll just mic drop right there.
Well, there's only one person here who's pissed off Ben Shapiro, so.
What? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about.
That's true.
I remember when he played that clip, and I just was like, oh, that's my friend.
The funniest thing to me about that clip is the fact that he said like something like, here she is dancing around like an 11 or 12-year-old girl with her short jean shorts, and they're actually long jean shorts. Like, they're actually like, they're not short jean shorts at all. They're long jean shorts. That part makes me laugh the most about the whole entire thing. I don't know.
Well, Ben.
But we all have our accomplishments.
But you know what is that? I think that, what the hell is this? Oh, no.
Mine is, I'm still a Russian bot. and that
I got called
it's
I got called a
bullshit.
Nazi and an Israeli shill in
Me
the same
too.
thread.
How does that happen? Same.
I was like, yo, not for nothing, but like, according to a lot of people, I'm getting a shitload of Israel money, and I got to tell you something.
I ain't seen the first 7,000.
They must have the wrong address. Back to Forrest Gump, they said it was $1 million wound, but the government must keep that money because I ain't seen it. Like,
same.
I
rolled up today. I'm like, where's my 7,000? Is it going to be in the mailbox?
Right.
Empty. Nope. Never seen it.
I mean, look, I'll take it.
I can't even get paid by Polymarket because they were reaching out to influencers for shit. I'm like, hey, I'm right here. I'll take a check.
Yeah.
What y'all got? Nothing.
All these influencers, they're getting invited to Israel and Qatar. And I got to be honest with you, the fact that I haven't been asked yet, they can both fuck off. Because, like, you know what? I think I would do great. I would do great in Dubai. Like, I hear the nightlife
you
there
need to
is
go to Monaco. You're going to be the ambassador to Monaco one day.
I'll tell you such a funny story about Monaco from Charles Barkley. He goes, we got off the plane in Monte Carlo. It's in this little place in France. I never heard of it. And we got off the plane, and I didn't know where we were. But all the women were naked. He goes, none of them had any tops on. And then you see guys walking around like this. They're walking with their wives. He goes, they're walking like this. He goes, all I thought to myself was, did I land on another planet? Because I need to be. It's one of the funniest clips ever. When the Dream Team went to Monte Carlo for the what was it, for the '94 Olympics?
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, thank you guys so much. We're out of time for today, but I appreciate you. You both you rock. I think you're both so great. I always enjoy talking with you. I so appreciate your time, your thoughts, your input on all of this, your expertise, your knowledge, who you are as human beings.
Oh shit, Fuentes just called out Candace.
Oh,
what?
So now there's a rift in the rift in the rift. Yeah, he said
there's a rift in the Matrix. What?
He said you were invited to TPUSA HQ to press their leadership live and in person about their roles in Charlie's murder, but you can't go because of a scheduling conflict. Isn't this what you've been pushing for since September?
Well, that means that he's not able to go then, and so he's probably pissed. But that's what I'm reading from that.
I mean, look, I'm not Nick's biggest fan. I think he's kind of a dick. But you know what? Like, he doesn't have a problem calling out anybody about anything, about any topic, and he's a little nuts, but he's proof that canceling people and censorship doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what their views are.
Well, thank you for that.
Sorry.
No,
I ruined your outro.
For the breaking news. No, I appreciate it.
And thank you for having us on your show, Angela.
Oh and
I'm speaking for Kevin, but I absolutely adore you. And it means a lot because it's conversations like this that are examples of what can actually happen, even if you have people on two separate sides of the aisle. And that's just, I love it. And I love you.
I still think she voted for Trump.
See, I told you, I'm always trying to box me in, always trying to whatever.
No, look, you could be a bold live and still vote for Trump. I don't know any of them, but I think
slowly but surely. We've already gotten her out from up north. Now she's in Florida. It's baby steps, Kev.
Oh no. Here's why
and she wants to hang out with me and Collins.
I do.
Collins,
I really do.
So do I.
I know. Oh,
not
that'd be fun weekend too. No,
I'm closer, so it's bound to happen for you.
No, people keep asking me why I don't want to move to Florida. Angela, I put something down here.
I see.
Yeah, here's why I'm not moving to Florida. Because this shows up outside of your damn house.
What is that?
Not at my house.
It's a giant lizard.
It looks like a dinosaur.
That's like a Komodo dragon or something, right?
Yeah, I'm not fucking living there.
That's like Australia shit.
You know where in Florida this was?
It said it on there.
It said
it starts with an A.
Hold on.
Found a
Oh,
There it is.
Apopka. Oh man, that's pretty close to me, I think, actually. I
No.
think it's pretty close. Oh boy.
No, what did I do?
I mean, yeah, actually, like I do have some creatures. I live on a lake, and I saw my first alligator in like the water. It was little. It was cute, actually. It was cute, but it was in the water. It wasn't like close to me. Like we have a bridge or whatever, a dock. I was sitting out by the fire pit by the pool the other day, and a raccoon came up and like was staring directly at me. And I was like, it was cute, but I think it was coming for like trash, whatever, the trash can, but it like stared directly at me, and I was like, are you gonna attack me? But it was cute.
I want a baby raccoon so bad.
Yeah, they're cute. I saw a bunch in Central Park also. They're always
they find them drunk in bathrooms in Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah, apparently a raccoon broke into a Minnesota liquor store, ransacked the place, and then was found passed out in hold on, do I have it here?
Oh god.
Aw.
I feel like I'm dragging your
Poor
show with
thing.
oh no, hold on.
Well, it's fun.
There you go. Drunk raccoon. Here we
This
go.
is Bold Chat after hours.
Video.
Yeah, I love it. Everybody wants this content.
There you go.
I know I do.
New at 5, an unusual call at an ABC store in Central Virginia.
It happened Saturday in Ashland, and according to social media posts by Hanover County Animal Protection and Shelter, a raccoon broke into the store the night of Black Friday and ransacked several shelves. They have masks, don't they? The animal became intoxicated, then passed out.
He was trying to throw up in the toilet or the trash can.
Discovered Saturday morning.
He's considerate.
Head right near the toilet. We've all been there probably at some point in our lives, right?
A little too much.
An officer brought the masked bandit back to the county animal shelter to recover. So yes, that's a lot of liqueur for a little raccoon there. The raccoon slept it off for a few hours and showed no signs of injury. Bounced back. Officers released the raccoon back into the wild.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I hope it's alive though. I worry that that was too much alcohol for the rest. I don't know how much it actually.
Look, we all haven't made it to the toilet, before. So.
Poor thing. But it's funny. Black Friday too.
I know.
Black Friday. Different kind of Black Friday craziness. Well, that was fun. That was a good way to end. Hopefully, this conversation cooled you down a little, Kev.
Little bit.
At least we got to end on a fun note. But I appreciate you guys so much. Everybody, please follow, support. Do you guys have anything coming up that you want to shout out real quick?
If you need a campaign strategist, holler at your girl.
Yeah,
I'm in the market.
You should definitely. Don't worry. I'm bringing you up north.
Where am I going? New York up north?
Yeah, so we can get the Queen of the North elected.
Oh, I love her. I would love that.
Yeah. But no, I'm live every day at 3 p.m. Check me out on Rumble, rumble.com/loudmajorityus, or my X handle is right on there. Please turn the notifications on so someone can see my posts. Whoever's doing this algorithm, I want to hope you stub your toe. You step on a Lego or something.
A Lego, yes, definitely.
Ouch.
Yeah.
A really sharp one. Sharp Lego. Thank you guys so much. And
thank you.
Tiffany, thank you so much for the interview. I really enjoyed learning more about your story, more about you. It was so cool. Tell Collins I say hi, even though she doesn't know who I am.
Oh, she does. She does. She loves it. And she was mad. She's already texted me. So she was upset that she was at school. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, we'll talk soon. Thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of your day and week. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Same here.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that was so much fun. I didn't want it to end. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Bold Chat today. Always a great time. I do have one final thing to promote, which is Bold Talk. The weekly podcast episode is coming out tomorrow. It comes out every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I have a little fun clip for you, a little teaser for tomorrow's interview with Leah Holmgren. So make sure, if you haven't already, click the link in my bio, follow me over on Rumble. That way you do not miss any of these amazing Bold Chat live streams and Bold Talk podcast episodes. Say you have been bold enough to say that most women want sex, not just love, sex, and you even wrote a book about it, Hook Up Without Heartbreak. Where did the inspiration for that come from for you?
So when I was working as a coach in New York, the one thing that I really couldn't handle and drove me completely crazy was when girls paid me. Back then I charged $300 an hour. This is 10 years ago. Paid me this money and came to me and took their phone and said, okay, so he wrote this. So now what do I reply? He didn't text me 2 days. What do I do? And I'm like, are you seriously spending $300 an hour to text some guy you just met somewhere and or like have sex with once, or sometimes didn't even have sex with? I'm like, are you really spending this money? I'm just like, no, this is ridiculous. So I wrote a guide for women to basically go over those conversations. And I think the funny thing is when guys say women are not horny, which is complete bullshit. Women are exactly as horny as men, if not more. They can also have more sex than men. And that's why men are so scared of us, because we have extreme power when it comes to sexuality. And that's why for history, the whole entire history, men were trying to repress women when it comes to sexuality with slut shaming, religions, and all sorts of bullshit. It's all done to repress women sexually because they know that our power that can literally get rid of any man in this world, because men are just pussy whipped, is our sexuality. Just read on it in history. The most powerful man would fall because of a woman who was tactical and he was smart and sexual. And I'm not saying every guy, but it's the weapon that women have. If woman is smart and she knows how to use those weapons, it's really hard for man to be in control. So anyways, that's why men were trying to control women's sexuality.
Leah is a wealth of knowledge. So it's a really informative, fantastic conversation. She has a background, a very diverse, representative background, and from everything, from moving from Germany to the United States, having to learn English, studying, working hard. She has a background. She went to school, has a master's, worked as a couples counselor. So we talk about that. She wrote a book. We talk about, sexuality and dating and stuff like that. And then also she has transitioned into a whole new career in finance and trading, and talks about that as well. And so, there's, get your pen and paper ready and take notes, because there's a lot of life hacks and hot tips and things that come out of this conversation. And it's really cool too, because I've actually hung out with Leah a couple of times. We met in person in New York City and hung out a couple of times. And now we're both in Florida. So hopefully we'll get together again soon. We're both April babies. So I love Leah as a person. She's so smart, lovely, hardworking, beautiful, all of the things, talented. Yeah. So it's going to be great. It comes out tomorrow. Don't miss it. Like I said, link in bio, follow over on Rumble. That way you can tune into all of the podcast episodes and live streams. And new Bold Talk weekly podcast episode coming at you with Leah Holmgren tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you so much, Network Access Group, for making Bold Talk and Bold Chat possible. We'll be back for a live stream at our normal times next week. Bold Chat is on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time till 9 p.m. And on Thursdays, we're here from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Always a pleasure to spend time with you guys. Thank you so much for interacting with us in the chat. Love seeing you guys here. Thank you so much for all the comments. Appreciate you. Thank you for sharing the stream. Thank you again so much to my guests. Really appreciate you both, Tiffany and Kevin. Guys, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week, your day, your week. all that jazz. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Well, hopefully see you tomorrow when you tune in for the episode. All right, guys, it's been real. Keep it bold.